See there, add the stream. There we are, like this. Boom. All right, perfect. Sorry, no video today. Didn't have a chance to get my hair done this morning. All right, so check this out. We're going to rock through things. I think it's a bit of an interesting day. I'm definitely not hopeless. And I think the idea of that we're hearing quite often about the markets crashing, a lot of nonsense out there. Let's just look at what is and kind of dig the big picture, okay? So BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Real quick, I'm going to mention blockchain education here. There's an infomercial. So there's an affiliate link. Yep, I make a few dollars if you sign up. All kinds of different automated or hybrid trading you can get in on. So here I have like $1,000 in USDT over on Coinbase, $50 per signal. Trailing take profit at a 3%, deviation of 2%. This is based on the ATR, which is a new feature where my stop gets put in. Right now, I just set this up so there's no trades. I'll keep showing you this in the future so you can see. I set up this automated trading because right now, as the market maybe is recovering, this is a great chance to get into some trades. I don't have a lot of money in this right now. This is just a possibility. So I fired this up. Nice thing about the automated trading is there's different ways you can do it. And it basically is exactly that. It's automated based on certain criteria, depending on what kind of system, what part of the system that you use and how you configure it. Sounds like a lot to learn, but it really isn't. And then over here on KuCoin, I got a little bit of BTC Bitcoin, just $310 worth, $50 per signal. Trailing take profit starting at 3%, deviation of 2, using the ATR once again, 2.5 ATR to make the stop. And of course, you can do that different ways. A lot of ways you can configure these. I'll give you a quick little look here. I was going to actually get into some of their manual calls, which are not system created. These are manual calls that some pros definitely make, which is very good at a moment like this because they're catching things that are just on fire. I'm going to show you some of those. So you can say, turn it on. How much do you want to do in total? How much per signal? Put your API keys in there. Take profit at a certain percent or trailing take profit. You can also have a use the ATR for that if you want for your take profit. Right now I'm just doing the trailing take profit based on percent, not the ATR. And basically stop loss, I'm basing it on ATR of 2.5. Anyway, then you save your changes and boom. And there's all kinds of different types of systems they have here, different candle lengths, etc. And it's definitely fun. So when the market is like right now, we're getting a bit of a recovery off the bounce, this will start populating today, and I'll just make some easy money. Not doing big take profits here because I want to make sure that they actually close, and I'm willing to risk just making 1% because this is a great way to sit back and make some money when the market's especially volatile right now without putting too much effort into it. I'm also going to go into the manual calls because the pros there throughout some calls that are just absolutely amazing. So let's keep on rocking. I wanted to mention something I saw here in the blockchain education group. Mr. Mouse here said, or Mighty Mouse said, something interesting I just noticed. Weekly RSI has only ever hit oversold twice in all of history, except when it was first listed on Bitstamp. Both times before, it was only oversold for a single day, and that day marked the bottom. So he kind of makes a chart here, and I think this is pretty good. He does show where via the RSI we are oversold here once again. Kind of a nice deep oversold. Definitely this is a pretty harsh dump that we've been going through. So could this be the case? Well, we will see. Just something to think about. People have been looking at the weekly RSI, and we definitely are oversold. So we'll actually do a chart and look at that. And of course, you can see here, we'll look at it once again. It's definitely, I would say personally, a bit compelling because you're pulling in a lot of data. I mean, all the way since 2012, and you can see these moments when we do get oversold like this. It definitely oftentimes is bounce time. Doesn't mean that that will happen again, but definitely it is a pretty strong signal to me. The more data you can pull in, the bigger picture you can look at, oftentimes the more accurate the trend changes are. Magic Poop Cannon, a person who says the truth quite often, has quite the way of actually seeing things, putting things in a witty way. He mentions here that the S&P hasn't even retraced to the 38.2% yet, whatever that means. There's much more downside for stocks and crypto, which will not recover until stocks do. I'm waiting for the S&P to go oversold on the monthly RSI, which you can see down here. And that's when things will turn around. I will say that the S&P 500 and Bitcoin are so incredibly linked. You can lay the charts over each other and hardly tell them apart. So there's a good case to be made that the S&P being under 4,000 right now very well may, that's not good. It's going to be very, very interesting how the market opens on Tuesday. Monday is Juneteenth holiday. So an extra long weekend, extra long, interesting volatility over the weekend. We will be watching the volume, trying to keep an eye on things. But here's the deal. No matter what the market's doing, you can make money. Of course, when it's dumping, you can short, or also you can always find things, especially when Bitcoin is weak, that are making money against Bitcoin. So we're going to look at a couple of those. We're going to rock through those real quick. Robert over at Robert over at Blockchain Education, he kicked out a bunch of coins, pairs against BTC that are actually moving positive right now while Bitcoin is dumping. And that is a way you can definitely make money. We'll rock through those really quick at the end. And you can see where the market's never really crashing. There's always a place to make money. If you predicted it well, you can always short, or you can find things that are moving against Bitcoin if Bitcoin is dumping, right? Get it? Cool. All right, we'll keep moving. I'm not sure if Magic Boot Cannon is correct here. He sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. He's right enough to always take note. I'm going to watch for the RSI on the monthly, or more like it really the weekly, or for the S&P 500 to kind of predict. I think really the S&P 500 and the Bitcoin, of course, are probably going to recover around the same time. Bitcoin's going to follow the S&P 500 unless that breaks. But right now they are so linked. It's just they're like lovers that can complete each other's sentence. You know what I mean? There's something about it. Maybe Satoshi created them both. Anyway, now looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly, this is interesting. Really, we have to get below 3 billion to me to see a big dump. But of course, we kind of had a dump a little bit ago, a couple hours ago. And the volume wasn't that low. So this is interesting. We're seeing a volume of 4.6 billion, usually below 3 billion, and below 3 billion, a couple hours or even an hour. Then you see more likely that the whales are going to dump it, but they dumped it when there was greater volume than usual. Interesting stuff. So we're at 4.6 billion. We don't usually dump until under 3. So right now, at least at the moment, we are where we have volume that would usually denote we're going to stay sideways at least, or pump. But that trend has kind of been broken. We'll see what happens. Maybe it was a one-off, maybe not. But right now, volume kind of stays sideways to up for Bitcoin. Looking at cryptometer.io, over the last 24 hours, we've had 60% buys, 39% sells. But right now, we do have, I guess the last, I think, is calculated like an hour, 48% buys, 51% sells. That trend is definitely going towards the potty side of things. It thinks volume is 6.8 billion, where Cryptometer says 4.6. So somewhere in the middle of there, you're going to find the truth. Looking at the buys and sells, you can see the sells right now across the big exchanges are more so, well, the order books are more sell than buy. Looking at CoinMarketCap.com, I would like to see more positive volume on the exchanges, but right now, for the most part, I would say it's a mix. I have been watching, and the exchanges are quickly popping off towards the green side of volume. It's changing. That's kind of nice. So I think we're seeing an increase in volume. This is spot trading pairs. So we are seeing some action today. People are waking up. It's the weekend, and they're actually doing some trading. So that's good to go. Whenever you're doing trading, whenever you get volume in the green, usually that's a positive day in the market. This day could turn positive. Let's see. Are we going to see a V-shaped recovery after the Bitcoin's dump this morning? We'll find out. Right now, Binance 49 billion for longs versus longs and shorts, derivatives basically. Got to be over 50 billion for a good day. 60 is nice, 70 is really wonderful, and above that is just pure moon city. Anyway, but right now we don't have a lot of derivatives volume on Binance for Bitcoin. Well, for everything put together, not just Bitcoin. Anyway, I would watch this here. I will stick this over in the live chat. It's something to watch. Really watch for the exchanges to go green This is red, of course, and then down here is green. So watch for the exchanges to turn green, especially, honestly, Binance really is the one that I'm watching more than any of the others, and Coinbase also. Those two tend to kind of run the show, in my opinion. Other big ones like KuCoin, that's a good one. Gate.io is great to see turn green. And who else? Bybit, definitely. It's in the green now, but just barely. Anyway, crypto.com, I like seeing that one turn green. So anyway, really, once you get like the top 20 in the green, definitely you're looking at a good day. So right now it's turning up. We're seeing these things start to pop green. And over the last couple hours, I like seeing that. So here's the deal. Bitcoin versus USDT. Now, this is something I've been looking at for quite a while. This is a Fibonacci sequence that starts way back on March of 2020. Okay. And this is when we hit like around like 3,600, like 3,669 or so around there. I really think this got over time. I found that this actually has a really, really good success rate. This fib sequence really has proven to be the case, to be true. It works. It's pretty sticky. I like it. As you can see here, we tried to hold above the 618 golden pocket for a while. Just could not do it. We've broken through. Now we're heading towards the 786 fib level, which is at 17,834. I think that is a perfectly respectable place to bounce, even though does it kind of suck? Well, yes, it does. Especially if you were, buying anywhere above it, which many people have been. So here's the deal. We kind of need to balance here. We don't need to. I mean, Bitcoin can do whatever it wants, but the 786 is at 17,834. That's where you're going to find this fib level here. And as you can see before in the past, around last November of 2020, we hung out there for a while trying to find some foundation to bounce off of, kind of like we were working right here on the 618 golden pocket. We were trying to find a spot to bounce. We didn't quite make it. So we're going back to where we started. Let's see how this plays out. I'm overall, if you look at the big picture, this is just a typical, beautiful cycle, not a big deal. And one thing I do see here, which is kind of almost a little bit frightening. We'll see how it goes. But, could this, head and shoulders, I don't know, if you want to be really creative, like, could that be like a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, and we didn't make it and we're dumping? Well, it could be. We'll find out. But anyways, let's see how we roll. Are we going to bounce here? We're at 18,319 right now. Right around 17,834 is where we would bounce to have a perfect 786 bounce. That's a really respectable spot to bounce. Oftentimes find that if you actually get below that 618 or that 618 golden pocket, if you bounce after that at the 786 and get a good bounce, definitely respectable. That's where we might see, which I know many people would like to see, except for depressed trolls, unhappy people. I know most of us life-affirming, beautiful people would love to see a nice V-shaped recovery, and it's possible. So beware. It's an interesting day in the market. This is a daily chart. Let's get more granular here and look at a 4-hour chart. Same time frame. It's just showing you actually even more so how this Fibonacci sequence really, really sticks. It works quite well. I mean, as you can see, actually here on the daily, of course, you can see where we have been here before on the 618 golden pocket, but of course we didn't make it. We dropped below. And you can see, of course, in the 4-hour chart, how that's been the case also. We have been here before. Actually, we've not been exactly where we are now before because we haven't been to the 786 before. But there we are. Here's the 20K right here, this dotted line. We kind of tried to hold that, but of course we've not been able to. So now we're going to the 786. Now, especially if the S&P 500 opens up crappy on Tuesday, especially if futures look bad as we roll towards that. Definitely gird your loins because definitely Bitcoin could dump below the 786. But the 786 is a place, in my opinion, that makes sense. It also is a place where Bitcoin has figured its crap out before moving out up. But of course, we don't really know for sure what's going to happen. One thing I do notice is that we do have here on the VPVR, the visible range volume, we have a nice little bit of a spike here. We have some volume there. That's always good. Bitcoin tends to be attracted, like anything tends to be attracted to volume spikes. But right around like 8,500, like 9,000, we had this massive spike right here. So, wow. Some of the doomers who would like to see us go there, well, maybe you will get your wish. But If that happens, that's what happens. I'm not going to sweat it until it does. That would be a different world if that happened. So anyway, as I get older, I'm like 52, I used to like dig dread. And when things got jacked up and there was disaster, I thought, man, it's kind of fun. Now I'm just more compassionate and I don't like seeing people get wrecked and homeless and things like that. So if you're wishing for this to happen down here, you kind of an asshole, So anyway, with that said, because even if someone you can smugly sit there and say blah, 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 but suffering's real and you probably experienced it yourself, so don't wish it on other people who just were actually trying to make their life better. Anyway, with that said, here we are, and enough about that. I'm going to actually go back here to a 45-minute chart. I'm going to try to kind of actually delete all this stuff. Let me go and spread this out here. Something I wanted to look at here just before we move on to doing some other charts. I want to show you where maybe you can make some money today. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, but we're going to rock through a few things that I think might actually do you well. So here's the deal. 45-minute chart. And one of the things that I'm really watching here is on the 45-minute chart, I want to see Bitcoin find some traction, break above the 200 moving average, and hopefully get above that 314. That would just be groovy. Right now, we're kind of dumping. We've had a series of lower lows, and that's just not so incredibly groovy. We're hitting lower lows, and that's going to happen until it does not. Maybe we will find that 786 bounce, which is very, very possible. And if we do, like I say, until we get, can you bring that back? Can I bring it back? No, never mind, guys. It's around 17,000 something. Anyway, will we find that 786 bounce? Maybe so. So anyway, right now Bitcoin's just kind of dumping hard. That's just the reality of it. All right, so here we go. Let's try to open this up. Okay. Right now, the directional index is dumping. ADX is rising when it should not be. It's not so great. Binary candles not so great. KRI is dumping. Stochastic RSI is dumping. Wait till later by Lazy Bear does possibly show the signs of. I'm sorry about that. Wait till later by Lazy Bear does possibly show the signs of maybe getting to a bottom and turning around. Switch mice here. This one's not working so well. So anyway. There we go. Right now we're dumping. This is kind of free folly, so we'll see what happens. We really are. Bitcoin is not finding traction, and when that's the case, just chill, because ain't nothing going to make it find traction until it finds traction. There's no top, there's no bottom. Bitcoin will do what it wants, like everything else. So let's just keep watching this thing. It's dumping. Let's see if we find traction. Looking at a 15-minute chart. Maybe the 15-minute chart here does show the stochastic RSI. Wait till oscillator by Lazy Bear, maybe showing kind of a bottom here. But really, when you're dumping like this, like we have in the last couple of hours, there you go. And, if anybody wants to hear kind of a funny sob story, last night, I was actually, I actually put a sell order in. I was going to get rid of some, sell off a little bit of my Bitcoin hodl. My long-term stuff, I put a sell order in right here, and I thought it happened. Then I realized this morning it didn't, and I was like, crap. So, I'm writing it down. Wherever it goes, there's no point in trying to get out now. So here we go. What I wanted to show you was TWT. This is Trust Wallet Token. This comes from Robert over at Blockchain Education. He threw out a bunch of cool manual trades. Things that he has found that are doing well. So I thought I would share those because, look, there's ways to make money. Like I say, you can always short. I myself, in days like this, I don't know how to short this. I just personally am not going to, because it's just I'm going to let this figure out what it wants to do. Honestly, I'll probably throw some. I'm not going to do anything. It's just too nuts right now with Bitcoin. I kind of had a plan last night. I sold here, but it didn't happen. So, oh well, there you go. Screwed up. Was tired. Anyway, here's the deal. Looking at Trust Wallet, TWT, as you can see, it made a Blue Diamond Merit Badge way back in the day, like on June 22nd or June 9th of 2022. It's been moving up ever since. It's doing well today. So that's basically Trust Wallet versus BTC. TWT versus BTC. Where can that be traded? Let's take a look here. You can play that on Binance, KuCoin, Bitfinex, Kraken, Uniswap, No, maybe not Uniswap. Don't be that brave. But Kraken, Bitfinex, KuCoin, Binance. I mean, you got to belong to Binance or KuCoin. So anyway, this thing has been continually riding up as Bitcoin's been dumping. Interesting trade. Directional index is in the green. ADX is turning up. Squeeze indicator looks good. Binary candles look good. KRI looks good. It's got cigar size right there in the middle that can turn up. Wave to there by Lazy Bear being a little bit of a contrarian, saying that maybe we need to. No, it's actually showing a little bit more upward movement possible also. So darn good trade. See, there you go. Even in a downward market, there's going to be pairs you can trade. Buying Bitcoin. I mean, buying alts with Bitcoin that are moving up against Bitcoin while it's dumping. So Trust Wallet Token, TWT versus BTC. Check it out. It might be a play. It's looking pretty strong. AST versus BTC. Made a nice break above the 200 moving average. It's been moving up. It's really been putting some effort forth. It's pushing that RSI cave. In general, its indicators look pretty good. I think maybe at the top of the range right now, it's pushing that RSI cave. May need to retrace a little bit. One to watch, as you can see, this thing here. Well, I'm going to do something I have not done in a long time, is do a parallel channel towards the upside. Whoa, wow. It's like, when's the last time I did that? Jeez, I'm gonna actually keep that, or I'm gonna keep it down here. I'm gonna leave out this little spike here. Okay. I would wait for this guy to hit the bottom of the upwards channel here and then move back up again. It's a little bit overextended right now in the indicators, but ASTR, whatever that is, ASTR versus Bitcoin, you can make money right there. It's on Binance, KuCoin, Binance, KuCoin, CoinEx, and Bitfinex. That's where you can find that one. Let's keep rocking here real quick. Trading View. I have a couple more. We'll rock these out. Try to get this done as quickly as possible. Ones to look at. Like I said, this is from Robert over at. He's one of the big guys over at Blockchain Education. Definitely check that out in the show notes. If you want to trade with some big guys, then come join the team. This is wonderful. Storage. I've always loved Storage. It's kind of like a cloud-based. It's like blockchain storage, data storage. It's a cool project. What I like about it is that they've had a real product for a long time. I like the project. As you can see, break above the 200 moving average in the 45-minute chart here. Been moving up ever since, even with Bitcoin being crappy. We're kind of top of the range right now. I'm watching these indicators look pretty strong. I like it's kind of a nice smooth upwards movement. You could almost hop in right now. I'm gonna, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one quite yet, but we're not top of the RSI cave. We could push a little bit harder, but we are kind of, as you can see, we're sort of at a spot here where it has definitely found support and resistance before. You can kind of see right here, definitely support and resistance. Let's see if I'm gonna watch this thing. I have a feeling this guy might actually go towards the downside a little bit before it continues up. And hard to tell if we're going to get past this plateau right here. So I'm watching it. Let's see what happens. Let's look at 4-hour candles. Yeah, it's a strong 4-hour chart. Looks like it's getting ready to move again. As always, trade at your own risk. Storage A versus BTC in the midst of all this market insanity. If you're buying Storage A with Bitcoin, you might be doing quite well for yourself. It's moving well too. Also, there's IMX. So, IMX versus BTC. It's on Binance, Upbit, Bitfinex. So I'm gonna actually skip this one because it's not on a lot of exchanges. I just want to stick with ones that really have some market saturation. HNT versus BTC. Okay, Binance and KuCoin. That's what I really need to see. I need to see Binance and KuCoin. Then I'm kind of interested in something. Oh my lord! So HNT versus BTC. Break above the 200 moving average with a blue diamond merit badge way back on the 13th of June. Been moving up like a rocket ship to Pluto ever since. How's this chart look? Yep, and it's turning up kind of right now, kind of pushing top of that. Well, it's not pushing top of the RSI cave right yet, but beautiful chart. Look at that. So if you're buying some HNT with BTC, you're probably on the way up. Just wanted to mention this. I think that's a good looking chart. I like that so far. I really like TWT and HNT. I think are the strongest charts that I've seen so far. Just two more. OGN versus BTC. I'm sorry about that. Not the Trading View. That's where we're going, right? Yeah, Trading View. let's look at OGN versus BTC, Binance and Coinbase, Bittrex, KuCoin. Okay, I like this one. You can play it a lot of places. Origin Protocol. This guy here, oh wow, lots of, if you are a scalper, you're in paradise. Lots of nice volatility right there you can be working in. I dig it. Indicators a little bit stressed out right now. I'm going to wait for this guy to come down up top of the RSI cave here, but I'm going to honestly do an upwards channel just because it's so cool to draw one, because it's been a while. I kind of missed them. But if we were to do an upwards channel here, I mean, look at that. This is glorious. Look at that beautiful thing. So, you know, right now we're in the mid-range, the heartbeat of that upwards channel. I think we're probably going to see a bounce off that and then a move back up. I'm going to watch this one, not quite ready to get back in until these indicators, the stochastic RSI bottoms out. And we get an ADX around about 23, 25 or so. In general, this guy's looking good. I love the blue binary, the positive binary candles. Nice looking chart. Like, once again, OGN versus BTC. There you go. While BTC is dumping, some alts are making money, and you make a lot of money. Well, here's the deal. You know, some people might say, well, maybe I made money on that trade theoretically, but Bitcoin, you know, was trending down anyway. Here's the deal. If you're trading Bitcoin in a market like this, alts against Bitcoin are great right now, because if they're making money, you can make more money as Bitcoin dumps. So they're pumping, Bitcoin's dumping. You have a great chance for some wonderful gains. Will you fully realize those gains until Bitcoin turns up again? No, but I'm sure everybody put their you know, big boy undies or big girl panties on this morning, and they understand what that means. I guess I have a feeling that you do. So Binance, KuCoin, Kraken. Okay, this is a good one. I like it. Let's look at this guy right here. This is TW. Oh, we already looked at it. So here's the deal. I'm really loving the look of TWT, Trust Wallet. Sorry. Sun's moving up great against Bitcoin. Chart looks good. I like it. I'm really digging HNT versus BTC. OGN is looking great. Storage J, I think, needs to actually, I'm not sure what to do with it yet, but I'm going to keep watching it. ASTR, this thing's looking great. I'm going to wait for this guy to actually retrace a little bit, then hop in. So there's ways to make money even in this down market. And really, if you're catching some of these alts that are moving against Bitcoin and you're making more Bitcoin Satoshi sats, sure, maybe your gains aren't exactly realized today, but when Bitcoin turns up, you're going to be in Lambo land, and that's just a wonderful place. That's where I want to be. That's where I would like you to be. And let's keep rocking this. And I'm gonna make a point now of trying to, as I always say, get more of these out. Try to get them out every day, and start looking at coins where, hey, look, we can make money today. And really, I have to get the credit for the coins that are making money that I can share to Blockchain Education. Check it out in the description. And remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a disgusting globalist banker that's trying to kill us all cries, because you know what, us crypto warriors, us crypto peace, us crypto truth seekers, we are definitely the great awakening that's going to crush the great reset. So take care, and I'll see you, well, darn soon. Let's try and do this Sunday. I'll see you there.